Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Gospel of Comics. I'm your host at Church of Failure, and with me, as always, tonight is my trusty co-host, Ayrton McCartney. How you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing good. I actually get to sleep in tomorrow morning before I have to go into work.
What?
So,
What? No. What you're telling me is what I need to just go ahead and keep you up all night. So we should do the 12-hour
sleep
stream.
in a little. I said sleep in a little bit.
Okay, so we should do an 8-hour stream. I mean, I think I could find 8 hours worth of The Shadow.
Yeah, I would assume that there's a lot more than that.
Oh man.
But no, yeah, doing good, busy, but worked 51 hours this week. It was lovely.
It's only Monday. How did you work 51 hours yesterday? There's not even that many hours in the day.
Or okay, this past payroll week, I do payroll on Mondays, so the past week's payroll I did worked 51 hours.
That's what I meant. I just caught Endgame tonight, first time,
and
it's pretty good.
Give
3 hours of the
give us the word of the church.
Captain America going ham on Thanos with that hammer was the most fantastic thing I've ever seen in cinematic history.
Oh, I love that. That was probably, besides the bitch slap, my actual favorite sequence of the movie.
Yeah. But yeah, so anybody that hasn't seen it, I'm not giving a spoiler warning because you've had your chance. No, Captain America is worthy of picking up Thor's hammer, and he beats the ever-living hell out of Thanos with it, and juggles his shield and the hammer side by side, which is, dear God, it's fantastic.
Yeah, the fight choreographer for that scene should get like his own whatever. What's the movie awards?
Whatever the fuck Grammy? He wants. Yes, he should get whatever the fuck he wants for coordinating all that. Yes. But anyway, just so we don't run too terrible long, let's go ahead and get into this. We've got 4 episodes for you tonight, as usual. You can see down in the description, tonight's episodes will be The Blind Beggar Dies, Power of the Mind. You guys will love this one. The White God. And Aboard the Steamship Amazon. So that one actually sounds really interesting. I was not aware that there were steamships, and I'm hoping this is like an airship, but I doubt it is because the Shadow is typically pretty grounded, except for the whole clouding men's minds part. Shout out to Pixel Pierce and Cartoon in the chat, by the way. Thanks for jumping in, guys. Good to see you.
Hey guys.
So, a little bit of fluctuation in the volume, so if I need to turn anything up or down, just let me know. But I think everything will be okay, considering Skype mutes everything anyway. So we'll go ahead and get into this with the first episode of The Blind Beggar Dies. And even though these episodes aren't brought to us by Blue Coal, this show is most definitely brought to you by Blue Coal.
Always.
So, without further ado,
who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men? The Shadow knows.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Shadow's exciting adventure will be on the air in just a moment. But first, here's a news flash for every motorist in America. It's about a sensational new kind of tire that will stop your car quicker, safer on wet roads than you've ever stopped before. And the tire that will give you this remarkable new skid protection is the new Goodrich Safety Silvertown with the Lifesaver Tread. This Lifesaver Tread has a truly amazing action on wet, slippery pavements. As the spiral bars of this tread strike the pavement, they act like a battery of windshield wipers. These bars sweep the water from under the tire, force it out through deep drainage grooves, make a dry track for the rubber to grip. Thus, you're protected against skids in all directions. You get the quickest stops you've ever seen. And remember this, too. Silvertowns are also the only tires that give you the famous Golden Ply blowout protection. When thousands are killed or injured every year in accidents due to blowouts and skids, don't take chances. Equip with these life-saving Silvertowns now. That's the way to get protection against both skids and blowouts at no extra cost. The Shadow, Lamont Cranston, a man of wealth, a student of science, and a master of other people's minds, devotes his life to righting wrongs, protecting the innocent, and punishing the guilty. Using advanced methods that may ultimately become available to all law enforcement agencies, Cranston is known to the underworld as the Shadow. Never seen, only heard, as haunting to superstitious minds as a ghost, as inevitable as a guilty conscience. The identity of the Shadow is known only to his intimate friend and aide, Margot Lane. Today's story, The Blind Beggar Dies.
There are smiles that make us happy. There are smiles...
Evening, Singing Jim. Chilly tonight, isn't it?
Indeed it is. Thank you, sir. There are smiles...
Hello, Jim. Wish me luck tonight. I'm going out with a new boyfriend. He's awful nice.
All the luck in the world with you, miss. Thank you. There are smiles which make us happy.
Well, if it isn't Singing Jim. Holding down the same corner after we told him to pay protection or move.
Yeah. He don't pay off and he don't scare.
I don't make enough to keep body and soul together. Now, you go away. Let me alone.
Well, so you're going to try to buck our record, eh? All right, Marty, bring him back in the alley.
Now, wait.
Maybe we can make him see things
Now,
out.
take your hands off me. You let me alone.
Come on,
let me alone.
We just want to talk to you a minute. We got a proposition for
Yeah,
you.
but now I told you, I don't need protection. I have a license because I'm blind. The police don't bother me none.
Bring him back over here, Marty.
No.
That's private enough.
Now,
Okay, Spike.
Now, wait.
Easy on that blackjack.
Shut up and hold your mitt over his mouth so we don't let
Now,
him
don't.
swore.
Okay.
I'm an old man. I can't stand it. I haven't any money to pay you. I tell you.
All right, give me once over.
Right. Now, listen, Singing Jim. Next time you fork over $1 a week or you'll get the worst. Okay. Marty, dump him over the wall there and let's go.
Look at that crowd gathering, Lamont.
Yes.
Isn't it amazing how any little thing can get a crowd together?
Sometimes those little things turn out to be big things, Margot.
That's just Lamont Cranston, the amateur criminologist, coming to the fore.
Oh, look. They're trying to get into that alleyway. Somebody hurt, probably.
Oh, yes.
All right, move on. Open up. That's a friendly ambulance.
Oh, good evening to you, Mr. Cranston.
Oh, what's wrong, Clancy?
It's poor old Singing Jim. Somebody found him in the alley all smashed up. Looks like a truck ran over him.
All right, out of the way. Move on now. Move on.
Poor old Jim. Lamont, look at his face and head. He doesn't look like he's been run over.
Oh, don't hit me. I can't pay. I can't.
Okay, Jack, back to the hospital and make it fast.
Oh.
This old boy's in a bad way.
Lamont, somebody beat him up. But who'd do a thing like that and why?
I don't know, Margot. I've known Singing Jim for years.
So have I. Everybody knows him and helped him out.
Margot, he looked pretty bad. I think I'll go to the hospital and see what I can do for him. More than this than meets the eye. Want to come along?
Yes, Lamont. I hope we're not too late.
Of course you can see Singing Jim, Mr. Cranston.
How is he, Doctor?
Triple concussion. Looks pretty hopeless.
Poor old Jim.
How did it happen?
Well, the police report lists it as a hit-and-run case. In my opinion, he was beaten with some blunt instrument.
piece of pipe or a blackjack. He's right in here.
No. Don't hit me. I'm an old man. No.
I'm afraid you won't get much out of him, but you can try. I'll be back in a few minutes. Thanks, Doctor.
Oh, I can't pay. I need protection.
Not Singing Jim.
I don't...
Jim, it's Lamont Cranston.
Oh.
I've come to help you. And Miss Lane is here, too.
Oh.
You remember her.
Hello, Jim. What happened? Who did this to
Oh,
me?
keep away from me. Let me go. Don't hit me again.
I'm afraid he's delirious, Margot. Jim, listen. We're not going to hurt you. You're safe now. Who hit you? Why did they do it, Jim?
They told me I had to pay $1 a week, or they'd give my corner to somebody else. Some phony that knew how to mooch enough to pay him for protection. No.
Jim.
Don't hit
Oh,
me.
Lamont, that can't be true. Nobody could be as low as to try to make a racket out of begging, organize them, and make them pay tribute.
It is hard to believe, Margot, but there must be something to it. Wait a minute. Jim, listen to me. Who did this? Who's been trying to make you pay money to them?
Oh, no, don't hit me, Spike. Let go of me, money. Don't, I can't pay. Apple Mary can't pay either. You took Apple Mary's stand. Now you're trying to take mine. Don't hit me again. Don't!
Lamont, I'd better get the doctor. He's unconscious.
Yes, Margot, but I'm afraid it's more than that. I'm afraid Singing Jim has sung his last ballad.
You mean...
Yes, Margot. Singing Jim is dead.
Folks, I guess you're all kind of wondering why the word went out over the beggar's grapevine for us to meet here in my place. And maybe you ain't. Anyway, Apple Mary's got something to say to us.
Thanks, Lame Bill. Thanks. Folks, I guess by this time you've all heard that poor old Singing Jim's dead. And I guess you know why he's dead.
Yes, sir.
Now, don't get the idea that I've asked you all here to fight these here scurvy rats that pull Jim into an alley and beat him to death. I ain't asking that.
Can't expect no help from the police, Mary. You know that.
No, you
Yes.
can't, Mary.
Yes, we tried that. And they just laugh at the idea of anybody trying to make us pay for the right to make a living on the streets. The only way we know how. Selling apples like I do. Singing like Jim did. Or selling pencils and shoelaces like Lame Bill here. No, we can't expect no help from the police.
Yeah, but why don't they get the guys that murdered old Jim?
They're investigating it, so they say.
Yeah, but what are we going to do, Mary? Jim's death was just a warning to the rest of us. It means pay up or get the same...
No, it don't.
Yeah, that's
no,
what
it
it means,
don't.
Mary.
Because something's happened. Somebody's going to help us what can't help ourselves.
Who is it, Mary?
Now, before I tell you, I want to remind you that I'm not a drinking woman, and I ain't given to hearing things, and I ain't easy convinced. But last night, late, somebody talked to me at my stand. Somebody that you've all heard of. Somebody that you that have got your eyesight don't believe in because nobody's ever seen him.
Who was it, Mary?
The Shadow.
Shadow? Oh, he wouldn't bother trying to help folks like us, Mary.
Oh, you're wrong. You're wrong because he asked me to call all your folks together. He promised that he'd come here tonight and tell us how he can help us.
When's he coming? Why isn't he here?
Hey, what's that?
I am here.
Why? Where'd that laugh come from?
Sounds like it come from right behind Mary.
No, it came from back in that corner. Wait, don't be frightened. I am the Shadow. I've come here to help you. If you will accept my unseen presence without question, without fear.
Yeah, that's right. We got no reason to be scared of the Shadow. We ain't done anything wrong.
Yeah, we ought to be glad he's willing to help us out and protect us from fellas like Spike and Marty.
Maybe he can help us find out who those fellas are.
Now, wait a minute.
yeah.
Wait a minute, all of you. I've told the Shadow all I know about Spike and Marty. All any of us knows. Now you listen to what he wants us to do.
You are victims of the meanest racket in the world. The Shadow will help you, if you are willing to help yourselves. I have reason to believe that one among you is a spy, an informer.
Why, where is he? Point him out.
No, sooner or later he will betray himself. There are too many of you for me to single out the one hostile mind in this room.
What do you want us to do, Shadow?
We'll do anything you say.
Go on doing as you have been doing. When these men approach you again, pay them, or promise payment. And then go to the west wall of the National Armory. Make your sign of distress in white chalk, using the symbols you use in communicating with one another. The Shadow will understand them and come to your aid. As for the informer in your midst, let him take this warning to the petty racketeers he serves. If one more cent of tribute is levied, if they so much as lay a hand upon one of you, they will answer to the Shadow with their lives.
Yeah, who's there? That you, Marty?
Yeah, it's me, Spike.
What took you so long? Say, you look like the real McCoy with those smoke glasses and that crutch.
I used to make a living faking this blind and lame gag before you showed me how to make some easy money.
Well, what happened at that meeting at Lame Bill's place?
Plenty.
You look like you've seen a ghost.
No, I ain't seen no ghost, Spike.
What then?
I heard something tonight that I don't want to hear again. The voice of a guy you couldn't see. He was right there talking to us.
You've been hearing things.
No, it's the truth. I tell you, you've heard about this guy they call a Shadow, haven't you?
Yeah, I've heard about him all right. So what?
He was at that meeting. That's why Apple Mary called it. The Shadow got the whole story out of her. How we worked this racket, and now he's out to get us.
How's he going to do it?
He got it all fixed for the beggars to put their distress signs on the wall of the National Armory. The first time we try to collect any more dough.
You say the Shadow got all the dough from Apple Mary?
Yeah, I tell you, we got to lay off.
And kiss all that money we get from the beggars goodbye? Not on your life.
Yeah, but Spike, the Shadow's poison. He's caught plenty of big shots with dough and their gangs. What chance have we got against a guy like that?
Listen, punk, you're all the gang I got, and I ain't in the big dough, but I'm plenty smart. And I got an idea how to get rid of this Shadow.
All right. How you going to do it?
Listen, all we got to do is get a hold of Apple Mary. Bring her up here to the hideout and keep her here.
Yeah, and get the Shadow plumb on our trail.
That's just what I want. And to be sure he does get here, you're going to chalk up a message on the armory wall. You know the signs I use.
Yeah, I know them. But supposing you do get Apple Mary here and this Shadow comes after her, then what?
Then he's going to walk into the sweetest little trap you ever saw sprung.
But you can't see the guy.
I don't have to see him. All I have to do is hear him talk or laugh, the way they say he always does.
All right, Spike. Okay, I hope you know what you're doing.
I haven't given you a bad steer yet, have I? We'll grab Apple Mary tonight and bring her down here.
Why did you want to drive past the National Armory, Lamont?
I'm looking for handwriting on the wall, Margot.
What do you mean?
The Shadow made arrangements with Apple Mary and her friends to communicate with them. That way, those racketeers try any more strong-arm tactics.
Do you think they will?
Yes. There's a reckless bravado about a petty criminal that you won't find in big-time crooks.
They're just as dangerous. Don't forget that, Lamont.
I'm not forgetting it for a minute, Margot. There's a saying, little snakes are more deadly than the big ones. Stop the car, Margot. Here's the armory.
What is it, Lamont?
There's writing on the wall. Maybe what I'm looking for.
You mean those chalk marks, those crosses and circles and numbers?
Yes. Yes, it's a message from Apple Mary. She needs help. She's waiting for the Shadow in the basement of 19 River Street.
I'll drive you there, Lamont.
All right, Margot. Not all the way. Stop a block from that address and let me out.
Very well, Lamont. Shall I wait for you?
Yes, Margot. Wait half an hour. If I'm not back by then, notify the police to raid that house.
But why, Lamont? What makes you think...
I don't think Apple Mary sent that message, Margot. I have a feeling the Shadow's being invited to walk into a trap.
Sit tight, man.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is our first little interlude there, where we hear from our good sponsors at I don't know what kind of tires it is. I didn't really pay that much attention to the intro.
Wasn't it Goodrich?
I think it might be Goodrich, but it's not Blue Coal, and that's why I don't care. So,
and remember, if you want the free blowout, just grab extra fire sauce when you get your Taco Bell and just douse it on there. You'll get it.
Right. Or, you could just pay the extra $100 for the blowout.
Yeah, Where's the fun in?
Obviously, you've never paid $100 for a blowout.
Apparently. I gotta scroll through my contacts. I'm sure I know somebody who's short $100.
Never mind. I'm not going there. I was gonna say, I'm broke, but I'm not going there.
It'd be a long drive just for $100.
Oh man, no. Oh, Jesus Christ. Cash up front, son. Oh, Christ. The shit they got away with saying in these old shows, like, you can't even imagine, like, it doesn't mean anything. Like, obviously they're talking about tires, but just the fact that they got away with saying shit like that, right? Got a rainbow in the chat cartoon. Thank you.
Have you seen that commercial from was it Dietz and Watson Nuts or something like that?
No.
Oh, it's so funny. It's one of those comedy actors. And he's like, "Hey, you like the taste of Dietz nuts in your mouth?" And that's like the entire commercial is just stuff like that. It's so funny.
Well, I'm gonna let you and the chat in on the deep lore. I haven't paid for cable or watched an advertisement willingly since I was 17 years old. You know how many DVDs you can buy with what comic or with what basic cable cost in my area?
Right. I mean, I still have an antenna and watch local stations very occasionally.
Motherfucker, you call in from a rotary phone. Of course you still have an antenna. I had the youngest boomer in the world as my co-host, guys. This motherfucker's drawing a pension check. He's broadcasting live from the old folks' home.
Hey, by the way, I upgraded. It's not just a rodeo phone. It's actually like a phone box.
Oh, okay. Right. Yeah, with the little rotor on the side that you have to spin like you're charging a fucking flashlight.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Exactly.
How did I get into this? Like, I got a co-host and I ended up doing more work. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, sit back.
I'm just that talented.
Sit back, relax, and get ready for the last half of the episode. Got about 12 and a half minutes left, so then we'll be into the second episode here for the evening. Hope everybody's enjoying it. Again, let us know if you have any audio issues.
Or any issues whatsoever.
It's too late.
We don't have time for all that.
That you, Marty?
Yeah, it's me. Where are you? How about some light?
Okay, I just wanted to be sure.
Hey, what's the idea? We're sitting down here in the dark. Hey, what are you doing with that Tommy gun?
When the shadow comes here looking for Apple Mary, I'm going to spray this room with lead from floor to ceiling. It won't matter if I can't see him. I can't miss. And our troubles will be over.
I put that message on the armory wall.
How long ago?
About an hour.
Then he'll be here soon. That guy moves fast from what I hear.
Hey, how are you going to know when the shadow gets here? What if he don't talk or laugh?
He's got to open that door, ain't he? He can't walk through it. He ain't a ghost.
He comes as close to being a ghost as anything I ever went on up against. How's he do it? How's he keep you from seeing him?
By hypnotism, whatever that is.
Yeah? I know a guy in a circus that could do that. Leastwise, he claimed he could.
Shut up. Go and get Apple Mary in here. She's in that back room.
Okay. Hey, you. Apple Mary. Come on out here.
I'm coming. I don't think I'm scared of the scum of the earth like you two.
Pipe down.
What do you want with me?
Bring her over here and shove her into this chair.
You heard him. Come on.
Take your hands off me. I may be old and blind, but I take no guidance from scavengers.
Take that can away from her. She might get free with it.
Give me that stick.
I'll give it to you. Here, take it.
Why, you she-devil?
Put her in that chair and hold her there. Get your knife.
Come on. Sit down there.
Yeah, I got my knife. Get it out. If she tries anything when the shadow turns up, let her have it. Right between his shoulders.
Okay. If you know what's good for you, you'll sit still, Mary.
The shadow. So you know he's after you. So there was a squealer at the meeting.
That was no squealer. It was me. And we're expecting your pal, the shadow, most any time now. I put a little message from you on the armory wall, telling him to come here.
Yeah. Just wait till that door swings open. That's the only way you can get in or out.
If this shadow guy's got a gun, he starts blazing away, you'll get yours, Mary.
The shadow doesn't need a gun.
Shut him up, Marty. I just heard the basement door close.
Hey, somebody's in the hall, Spike.
Shut up. Watch it, old dame. If she opens her mouth, let her have it.
Right. You got that Tommy gun ready?
Yeah.
Spike, he's here. The shadow's here. Do something. Do something. Shoot her and kill it.
I ain't sure if I can only be sure.
There is only one certainty in life.
What?
That is death.
It's him. Shoot, Spike. Hey, Spike. Spike, you shut out the lights.
Yeah. But I got him.
Yeah.
I got the shadow. Come on. Let's get out of here.
Yeah, but what about Apple Mary?
We haven't got time to fuss with a blind dame. And listen, Apple Mary. Get out and tell your friends we'll be seeing him. Tell them the shadow's dead. Tell them if we have any more trouble making collections, I'll get what Singing Jim and the shadow got. Tell them that for us. Come on, Marty, let's go.
Shadow dead. Who can we look to for help now?
You can still count on the shadow, Apple Mary.
Oh, Shadow, they didn't kill you. Didn't they hit you?
No, Mary. I suspected a trap, so after I opened the door, I walked across the room and stood behind them.
But your voice, it came from near the door.
Ventriloquism. A simple trick of projecting the voice. That doesn't matter now. Get out of here and hurry to Lame Bill's. Gather your friends together and wait there for word from me. The shadow.
Margot.
Oh, there you are, Lamont. I was beginning to get worried. Half hour's almost up. What happened?
I'll tell you later. Quick, start the car. Those two men hurrying down the street?
That tall one and the short, heavy one?
Yes, follow them, but be careful. Don't get too close.
Who are they? Where are they going?
They murdered Singing Jim. They tried to murder the shadow. We'll find out where they go, Margot, and then I'll telephone Commissioner Weston to surround the place.
The shadow left word with Apple Mary. She wants us at Dugan's pool.
Dugan's pool hall. The shadows tracked down Spike and Marty.
Apple Mary and Lame Bill want us at Dugan's pool hall.
Hey, Limpy. Dugan's pool hall right away. Mary said so.
What's the matter with you, Marty? I thought you could play pool. You missed that shot a mile.
I can't keep my mind on the game. I can't stop thinking about
Pipe down. Everything's okay, I tell you. I got the shadow I couldn't have missed. You heard him fall, didn't you?
Yeah,
but nothing. We got nothing to worry about, I tell you. The shadow's out of the way, and we got to fix with Dugan for an alibi. We've been here all evening. See? Here comes Dugan now.
Hey, Spike, Marty. There's something going on around here I don't like. I know I told you I'd frame an alibi for you, but I don't want no trouble. I don't want my place closed up.
What's the matter with you? What's going on?
It's that bunch you've been working your new racket on. Apple Mary, Lame Bill, Limpy, the whole lot of them.
What? Where are they?
They're out in the street, 20 or 30 of them. And more coming every minute.
Yeah, who tipped them up when we was here? Is this a double cross, Dugan?
No, honest. Somebody must have tailed you here. Listen to them.
Hey, Spike! They're after us. Come on, let's get out of here.
Yeah, maybe we better. They tear us to pieces if they got their hands on us.
You guys better slip out that back door there. It leads into the alley. The crowd may be lame and blind, but I don't give much for your chances if they get hold of you.
Come on, Spike, let's go, will you?
Yeah, okay, let's scram. We'll get these monkeys tomorrow, one by one. I'll teach them to try to gang up on us. Come on, Marty, come on.
Wait, Spike, wait. Look down the alley there.
Holy cat. Cops?
Yeah.
Half a dozen of them.
We can't go that way, Spike. They're laying for us. Hey, Dugan, ain't there any other way out of this joint?
How about upstairs and over the roof?
No, that door to the hall's been nailed up for years. It's either the alley or the front way.
Hey, Spike, that bunch out front sound like they're coming in.
Yeah, we're caught like a couple of rats in a trap.
What are you going to do, Spike?
Shadow. Spike, did you hear that? It's the Shadow. You didn't get him. He ain't dead.
No. No, you will not go to the electric chair for the murder of the Shadow.
Oh. So you got away. Well, then the cops haven't got anything on us now. Come on, Marty, we'll go out to the alley. Let the cops pick us up. They can't hold us more than 24 hours.
Wait. You've forgotten the murder of Singing Jim.
Why, you can't pin that on us. What, the door's locked?
Yeah, and the key's gone, Spike.
Yes, I locked that door, Spike. I have the key. But the front door is unlocked. You can walk out that door. Singing Jim's friends are out there waiting for you.
Spike, what are we going to do?
They are the lame and the halt and the blind, but there's strength in their numbers. The strength of a long-suffering fury that means your death. If they get their hands on you...
What do you want, Shadow? What's your game?
I want your confession to the murder of Singing Jim.
Hey. Yeah? If we confess, will you keep that mob away from us?
I'm not confessing to anything. I'm not writing myself a one-way ticket to the death house.
Take your choice. A chance before a legal jury or that mob. Quick.
Stop him! Stop him, Shadow! I'll confess. I'll tell you. Yeah, we killed Singing Jim. It was Spike. He slugged him in that alley, yeah.
Oh, you dirty squealerette.
Don't move, Spike. One false move.
Wait a minute, they're
These tormented people will kill you. Mary, Lame Bill. Wait, everybody. This is your last chance. There's a blackboard behind you, Spike. There's a piece of chalk. Write your confession to the murder of Singing Jim and sign it. Write what I dictate to you.
You win, Shadow.
We, Spike Grogan and Marty Nelson,
We, Spike Grogan.
confess
Marty Nelson.
that on Tuesday night at 5 o'clock,
Confess that on Tuesday
we
night...
did willfully beat Singing Jim
we
to
did
death
willfully beat
with a blackjack.
Singing Jim to death. What a blackjack.
Sign it. Now you, Marty.
Okay.
There. Now what, Shadow?
Walk to that back door. Open it. Call to the police in the alley. Tell them to come and get you.
Well, it's locked. You locked it and took the key.
I unlocked it again. Go with Spike Grogan, Marty. Beyond that door, a blindfolded woman with a sword in one hand and finely balanced scales in the other waits for you. You've mocked her long enough, but she is patient because her name is Justice, and her revenge for your mockery will be death.
You have been listening to a dramatized version of one of the many copyright.
So, what do you think, folks? That was episode 1. The blind beggar dies. Apparently, you will not be going to the electric chair for killing the Shadow. That's good news. I mean, nobody wants to go to the electric chair for killing a guy that nobody can see. How would they know he was dead?
See, I just want to point out, though, that the announcer said that this is copywritten, so we might get a strike from 1937.
Yeah, something like that. I'm down with it. It's fine. Like I said, anybody that wants to send their advertisers over here to know what you really want claimed, by all means, you can have it. I'll make sure to dedicate the next show to all of your content and calling you a cuck.
It'll be the title of the show.
Right. All of X's content plus they're a cuck. Seems like the right way to do things. I'm not sure. Maybe a little confrontational. I can't tell.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It'll be cool.
I can't tell anymore. But anyway, I'm
of
gonna
course,
send.
'cause up is down, black is white.
I'm gonna send this next tweet out. Let everybody know the second episode is beginning. Well, actually, everybody already knows. Put out the first episode. I'll do it again on the third. So tonight, the second episode is going to be The Power of the Mind. So get that queued up here. Hopefully everybody's still doing well with the audio and everything. If you have any problems, just feel free to let me know. Some of these are louder than others. I think this might be the loudest episode of the evening. So that if it's blowing your eardrums out, just know, and I'll take it down.
Hopefully my Skype doesn't disconnect.
Oh yeah, that'll just kill everybody. We'll just instantly that'll be the worst.
And then it'll be blamed on violent video games.
It is violent video games' fault. Everything happens.
Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men? The shadow knows.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the next adventure of the Shadow as in all his adventures, the news about his exploits are often known to the underworld almost as soon as they happen. And I want to tell you that the news about the new Goodrich Silvertown tire is traveling like wildfire among motorists all over America. It's because this new Silvertown is so sensational in action and appearance, it's really a new kind of tire. You've never seen anything like it. It even looks different, for its tread is wider and flatter, and every inch of the tread is covered with row upon row of never-ending spiral bars. And those spiral bars do the same job on a wet, slippery road as your windshield wiper does to your windshield. They sweep the water right and left. They force the water out through the deep drainage groove. Thanks to that lifesaver tread, your tire actually has a drier, safer road surface for the rubber to grip. Just think, motorists. Here is a tread that's actually a road dryer. No wonder the new Silvertown will stop you quicker and protect you against the dangers of skidding as never before. And here's a sincere and friendly tip. Don't fail to see and drive on the new Goodrich Silvertown the very first chance you get. Get a free demonstration. Take it from me, you'll get the driving thrill of a lifetime. And remember, only the new Silvertown offers you two great life-saving features. Lifesaver Tread skid protection and the famous Golden Ply blowout protection at no extra cost. The Shadow, Lamont Cranston, a man of wealth, a student of science, and a master of other people's minds, devotes his life to righting wrongs, protecting the innocent, and punishing the guilty. Using advanced methods that may ultimately become available to all law enforcement agencies, Cranston is known to the underworld as the Shadow. Never seen, only heard. As haunting to superstitious minds as a ghost. As inevitable as a guilty conscience. The Shadow's true identity is known only to his constant friend and aide, Margot Lane. Today's story, The Power of the Mind.
Evening paper, mister, laboratory of famous There's come from New Mystery. Both are missing. Rainbow.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's a special radio flash on the mysterious disappearance of Professor John Hardy. He was last seen entering a black limousine and was accompanied by a heavy-set man wearing a Van Dyke beard and a tall, slender woman of foreign appearance. Secret Service agents are reported investigating the case due to the importance attached to the professor's reported discovery of a new type explosive, more powerful than any known to munition makers in any country in the world.
Come in. Come into my cabin, dear Countess Ada.
Well, Richter, has your very stubborn and courageous American inventor Top given you the formula for that high explosive he so determined shall fall into no other hands save his own government?
No, but he will. He can't stand much more of Ivan's treatment with the whip.
Be careful. Too much torture can destroy the mind, and if Professor Hardy's mind snaps, you will never get the formula, because we know for certain he has never written it down.
I know. I have warned Ivan to be careful.
Ivan's idea of care is to see how close he can come to whipping a man to death without actually doing so. Why do you keep that big brute as a bodyguard? He has the mind of a child.
In our business of espionage, Countess Ada, it is often useful to have servants who cannot think for themselves. Besides, Ivan is rather cunning in an animal sort of way. Listen.
I can't come anymore. I can't. Don't.
Did you hear that? Success at last, my dear Countess. I think Professor Hardy is ready to give us the formula.
Don't hit me. I'll tell you where I hid the gold. I found it, but I hid it. I found it at the end of the rainbow, and I hid it. I hid it, but I'll tell you.
Richter, I warned you. His mind has snapped.
Ivan, you fool! I told you to be careful. Give me that whip. I told you!
I don't strike him hard. I don't.
Oh, stop it. What good will it do you to beat Ivan? He doesn't even feel it. It's your fault. You should have watched him better.
So you're telling me what to do, are you, Countess?
It's about time someone did. You've certainly bungled this. Now how are you going to get the formula? The man's out of his mind. No amount of physical torture can make him tell us.
I'll show you where I hid the gold.
Take him back down to the hold of the ship, Ivan.
I obey. Come, Professor. Come with me.
It's at the end of the rainbow, the gold.
So, you've destroyed his mind. Good work. It's like having the formula in a steel envelope and throwing it in the fire. Now what are you going to report to headquarters?
Be quiet, Zara. I'm not finished. There's still a chance. Another way of getting his secret out of him. Even if his mind is gone. It may be an easier, surer way. Oh, why didn't I think of it before?
What are you talking about? How can there be any other way with his mind destroyed by days and days of Ivan's fiendish torture with the whip?
Sarah, it so happens that a fellow countryman of mine, Dr. Waldeck, one of the world's greatest psychiatrists, is in this country. Right here in the city.
And I suppose he'll gladly come down to the ship, the Star of Zealand, and get Professor Hardy's secret from him for you.
No, not gladly, perhaps, my dear Countess. But he will come. Just wait and see.
I enjoyed your lecture very much, Dr. Waldeck. Our club has been honored tonight.
Thank you, Mr. Cranston. You are a scientist interested in psychiatry?
Well, in a way, Dr. Waldeck, I'm really only an amateur criminologist.
So, then perhaps you could tell me something of this remarkable man I've heard so much about. Even before I made this trip to America, a man called the Shadow.
The Shadow? I'm afraid not, Doctor. No one knows very much about him. What have you heard?
Oh, a great deal. I understand he is a master of mass hypnosis, of method suggestion. He has you criminals and police quite baffled by his ability to appear in a room crowded as, let us say, this club of yours, and yet remain unseen.
You seem to have no doubt of the Shadow's existence, his powers, Doctor.
Oh, none whatever, Mr. Cranston. In fact, I should like to meet this shadow. But then I suppose I should have to commit some crime in order to do so, and I wouldn't care to carry my scientific research quite that far.
I think the Shadow would enjoy meeting you, Doctor. You have much in common. I think you would be profoundly interested in your work in psychic research, particularly in the field of mental telepathy. You know, it might be interesting if you and the Shadow could make a test of thought transmission with a purely mental telepathic method.
It would indeed. This Shadow, from what I hear, he has little time for theory. He deals mainly in the harsh realities of criminal investigation.
Yes, but the two pursuits are not as far removed from each other as some persons seem to think.
Message for Dr. Waldeck. Dr. Waldeck.
Right here, John. A message for you, Doctor.
Here you are, Doctor. The gentleman and the lady are waiting outside in their car.
Oh, thank you. Oh, that's unusual. Most unusual.
Is there any answer, Doctor?
Answer? Yes. Say to the Countess I will come immediately.
All right.
I will do what I can. You will excuse me, Mr. Cranston. A countrywoman of mine is in need of help, and I must go at once. Perhaps we will meet again.
Well, goodbye.
Come in.
So here you are, Lamont Cranston. I thought you promised to take me to dinner tonight. You're an hour late.
I know. I'm terribly sorry, Margot.
You're sorry. But Margot Lane, your assistant, is hungry. What's the matter, Lamont? You seem preoccupied. Was anything troubling you?
Yes, Margot. Something is troubling me, but I'm blessed to know what it is.
Would it be Dr. Waldeck? Ever since you talked to him at the club last night, you've been wondering if he just suspected that you are the Shadow.
I don't think he knows, Margot.
Then what are you worrying about?
Simply that all day long I've had the feeling that Dr. Waldeck has been trying to get in touch with me, or rather, I should say, with the Shadow.
But how could
Margot,
he?
Waldeck practiced what he preached. He is a master of mental telepathy.
Well, the Shadow isn't exactly a novice at mental telepathy either. What makes you think he's trying to get in touch with you?
At intervals, all day, my mind is kept reverting to thoughts of distress, coupled with Waldeck's name. Waldeck's name and another name. Star of Zealand.
That sounds like the name of a ship.
Perhaps, but it doesn't make sense.
Well, it seems to me it'd be easy to find out if Dr. Waldeck's in trouble. Why not call his hotel?
I've been on the point of doing it several times, but...
Here. Give me that phone. Let me call him. The trouble. It's you, Lamont. You get so wrapped up in things like thought transmission. You forget the obvious. Telephone.
That's why I have an efficient assistant like you.
Hello? Will you connect me with Dr. Waldeck's suite? What? Are you sure? The secretary's had no word either. No, never mind, thank you.
Does the hotel know where Waldeck is?
No, he hasn't been seen or heard from since he left your club last night at 11 o'clock.
Well, he is in trouble. He has been trying to communicate with me, with the Shadow.
Lamont, that other name, Star of Zealand. Maybe he's been trying to let you know where he is.
Yes, oh, I'm sure of it. Star of Zealand. You said it sounded like the name of a ship. It's just possible. Hand me that newspaper, Margot.
Got it here.
Yeah, the shipping news. Let's see. Here it is. Sailing, arrivals, departures in port. Margot, there is such a ship in port. Star of Zealand. A freighter general cargo pier 83. Margaret, your car outside?
Yes. You want me to drive you down to the dock?
Yes, come on. There isn't a minute to lose. That ship is scheduled to sail at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning.
And you think Dr. Waldeck is on board?
Yes, and I'm just as certain he's in trouble and needs help. Help from the Shadow.
That must be the Star of Zealand over there, Lamont.
Just a couple more blocks, Margot.
Wouldn't it be better to let the police investigate? You have so little to go on. You can't even be sure there is anything wrong.
I can't convince you, Margot. What chance do you think I'd have of persuading the police to board a tramp steamer and search it for a man not even reported missing?
But how on earth would you search a ship without help? It would take hours.
It won't be necessary. I'll know if there's anything wrong if Waldeck's there. 5 minutes after I've walked on the gangplank. But I'm going aboard as the Shadow.
We're nearly there.
Slow down. Stop by the next pier.
Right.
I don't think you'd better wait, Margot. This is a tough section and it's late.
All the more reason for my waiting. Don't worry about me, Lamont. I'll lock the car doors. And another thing, if you're not back in 15
No,
minutes...
Margot, I may need more time, but keep the shortwave radio team there in their usual band. If you don't hear from me in half an hour, then go ahead and notify the police.
All right, half an hour, but not a minute longer. I wish I knew what you were walking into, Lamont. I don't like this mental telepathy blind man's buff.
Neither do I, Margot, but during the ride down here, I've had a stronger feeling than I did at first that Dr. Waldeck is in desperate need of help. Stay in the car, Margot. Lock the doors and sit tight until I come back. Or you hear from the shadow.
Ladies and gentlemen,
so
we'll be
that
back.
is our first commercial break for this episode, which is the power of the mind. Aaron raises a good point. Why is it always a half hour? Like, why does it always take a half an hour exactly?
Yeah. Yeah.
Think about it. Anybody
Notify
ever
the police, Margot, if I'm not back in half an hour.
Right.
Make sure you stay in the car.
Right. Yeah. Fucking dames, man. What are you gonna do? But does anybody remember the movie Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Where what's his name? George Clooney's character goes, "Oh, this place is just a geographical anomaly. 2 weeks away from everywhere." Talking about how it takes 2 weeks to get anything in, like a part for the car or some pomade or anything.
Yeah.
Apparently, everything the Shadow
almost started
does
having
takes
a coughing fit.
everything the Shadow does ends up taking a half an hour. I mean, showers, making love to Margot, getting into trouble,
taking a poop.
That takes everybody a half an hour if you're on your phone.
True. I don't know. My employees are weird and started timing how long it takes them to take a dump at work.
Do they have a poll going? Or are they going for the shortest or longest time? Because
the shortest.
We
so
do
far,
have
the shortest clock time we have is like 1 minute and 45 seconds.
Okay. All right. Whew. That's with the wipe? Did they just use their hand?
I don't ask.
Maybe you should. The sanitation of your shop is important, man.
As long as shit gets done.
Do you have a bidet in there or
I
something?
don't
Shit.
care.
Literally, shit.
I wish. Or one of those fancy Japanese toilets where like the seat warms and it like shoots the jet like
I'm not that
straight up
cultured,
there
man.
to clean you out.
I'm not that cultured. LA-based comedian Sean, the audio engineer, knows all about the bidet. Anyway.
I mean, how come that didn't become a thing over here in the States? It does seem like a wonderful invention.
You know, I think you can get one, but I think your friends make fun of you
Yeah,
for
you
it.
can get them. Yeah.
But we'll go ahead and get to the second half of this. But go ahead, get it out.
They might make fun of you, but when chick's going down on you and she goes like straight to painting the taint because you're all nice and spring fresh down there.
All right, we're done. We're done with this. We're done with this line of conversation. I apologize to everyone in the chat for painting the taint. You're fired, Ayrton. I'm not even going to do the voice of God. You're just fired. We'll go ahead.
You told me to go ahead and finish my thought.
I regret every minute of that now. So we're going to go ahead and get back to the episode now, folks. I apologize.
Well, my good Dr. Waldeck, what success have you had with our stubborn mental patient, eh?
None, Victor.
Come now, Doctor. You've been here on the Star of Zealand since last night?
Not by my choice.
I admit that. But surely you, one of the world's greatest psychiatrists, are not going to allow a deranged mind to stand between you and your chance of leaving this ship alive.
It is impossible, I tell you. Only one thought dominates the mind of Professor Hardy. If you had not allowed your servant to mercifully beat him, it would not be so difficult.
I did not come down here to listen to excuses. I want that explosive formula from Professor Hardy. And I mean to get it. Now.
Very well. He is there in the bunk, sleeping. Perhaps you could succeed where I have failed.
You haven't failed. You haven't tried to penetrate his subconscious mind. But you're going to try. Devon, come here. Bring your whip.
The whip failed you once, Victor. It will fail you again. You brought me here against my will. But neither you nor that brute and his whip can make me reveal the secret knowledge of that man's mind. A secret he sacrificed his reason to keep from you.
We shall see if you have the same courage and determination as Professor Hardy. Devon.
I am ready.
Very well, Dr. Baldock. One last chance. Get Hardy out of that bunk. Question him. Use the method you so eloquently described at your lecture last night. The method used to penetrate the subconscious of amnesia victims.
No, I refuse.
The possession of Professor Hardy's formula, the formula of the most powerful explosive ever known, is vital to our country. Your country, Dr. Baldock. If you refuse, you are an enemy of your people.
I am a man of science. My nationality was an accident of birth.
You are a traitor.
In your eyes, perhaps. Just as in mine, you are a common thief.
Hold your tongue.
They cheat.
Do as you're told.
And they coward.
Come on. The whip. We'll see who is a coward.
Yes. Mr. Richter, you
didn't touch him. What's the matter with you? Why did you throw the whip away?
Something touched me. Knocked the whip from my hand.
You're crazy. You dropped it. Get it.
No, I swear. Something knocked it from my hand.
Pick up that whip, I say. Pick it up.
But, Mr. Richter, the whip, it moves. It moves like a living thing. Like a snake.
Oh, that is it, Dr. Waldeck? Trying to save yourself by fogging Ivan's mind. Making him see by hypnotic trance. Whips move like snakes, sir. Well, I'll show you. I can use a whip, too. Stay where you are, Doctor. Or do you think you can stop me pulling the trigger of this gun?
Your servant is not imagining things, Victor. He is not seeing things which have not happened. He is not hypnotized.
Something knocked the whip from my hand. I swear. Did you hear that? Laughter. Like the laughter of Satan. Somebody here. You heard it too. You heard it.
Yes, your master heard it.
The shadow. You heard my appeal. You have come.
The shadow.
Then it is possible. Telepathic communication between two minds, far removed, without mutual concentration of thought.
Yes, Dr. Waldeck, a theory is being proved, but a fact remains.
Is this another of your psychic tricks, Doctor?
Richter, surely your activities in espionage have brought you in contact with those who have warned you against the Shadow.
The Shadow? So you are the Shadow? Waldeck got word to you, did he?
Yes, but in a manner beyond your comprehension.
Ivan, get out quick! Close the iron door! Don't open it again until I order it.
Yes, I obey.
Your gun is trembling, Richter. Dr. Waldeck was right. You are a coward.
At least I don't hide in shadows. So, you've come to save Dr. Waldeck.
I came here in answer to his call for help, but now that I'm here...
Now that you're here, Shadow, you will remain. You have walked into a trap. A trap that will hold you until I am ready to deal with you in my own way. You and Waldeck and Professor Hardy there. You, Shadow, may even be useful in an event that the good doctor fails me.
Hello?
Captain, Richter speaking.
Yes, sir.
Order your crew to the post. Cut off. We send at once.
But it is not 6 o'clock, sir.
Obey my orders. We send at once.
Yes, sir. As you command.
Ivan, open the door. Don't waste your time in trying to get out of this hole here. Even you cannot walk through steel doors, Shadow. In a few hours, we will be at sea, and you'll be beyond help. As for you, Dr. Waldeck, I advise you to enlist the aid of the Shadow in securing Professor Hardy's secret, if you value your life. Yes? Come in.
You're getting underway, Mr. Richter. Are there any further orders?
Yes, Captain. As soon as we are at sea, I want half a dozen of your best men. Arm them with rifles and revolvers. Have them report here to me.
Yes, sir. Why are we leaving so early? Oh, good morning, Captain.
Oh, Countess. Beg your pardon, but have you been in your cabin?
I haven't left it until now. Why?
Why do you ask? What's wrong? Speak up, man.
A young woman was seen coming on board just before we cast off, sir.
What? Are you sure?
Yes, sir. My second mate mentioned it, but thought it was Countess Zara.
It couldn't have been.
Captain, take every member of your crew you can get. Search the ship. Find that woman and bring her here.
Yes, sir. We will find her if she is aboard.
Margot Lane. Notify police and Coast Guard. Notify police and Coast Guard. Professor John Hardy, Dr. Waldeck, prisoners in hold of Star of Zealand. Aboard Star of Zealand, proceeding to sea. Proceeding to sea. Repeat message. Margot Lane. Repeat message. Margot, repeat. Why don't you answer? Why don't you answer?
Was that you talking, Shadow?
Yes. I was calling my assistant for help on my portable radio, but something's wrong. I can't get an answer.
I am profoundly sorry for the situation in which we find ourselves. Had I been able to communicate to you the exact nature of my difficulties, you would have been prepared.
I am prepared, Doctor. This ship will never pass beyond the 3-mile limit. It will be stopped search.
But how?
I'm going to use this radio again. Star of Zealand calling the Coast Guard. Star of Zealand calling the Coast Guard. Go ahead, Star of Zealand. Go ahead. Professor John Hardy, missing scientist, wanted by the Secret Service, prisoner aspiring aboard Star of Zealand. Proceeding down bay, stop and search. Stop and search, prepared for armed resistance. That is all. Okay, Star of Zealand. The Coast Guard cutter will investigate immediately.
You are indeed prepared, Shadow. But do not underestimate the cunning of Richter. At the first sign of danger, he will attempt to dispose of Professor Hardy and myself and you.
We must be prepared for that. Professor Hardy's mind completely gone?
No. For the past 24 hours, I have been treating him, have induced hypnotic sleep. He should be nearly rational now.
Then awaken him. No time to lose.
Very well. Professor Hardy. Come, Professor Hardy. It is time to waken. It is time to waken, Professor Hardy.
Margot, why did you leave the car? Aboard the ship. I called you, but received no reply.
When the ship sailed ahead of schedule, I was sure something gone wrong. Someone must have seen me coming aboard. They're searching the ship.
You're a godsend, Margot, but you mustn't be found on the ship. A Coast Guard cutter's on the way. You've got to get off before they arrive.
Don't worry about me. We're passing down the channel. It's only a couple of 100 yards to shore. Oh, why, Dr. Waldeck is here. He was aboard. But who's that other man?
Professor John Hardy. But quick, Margot, get off the ship. You've done more than enough just opening the steel door.
All right, Shadow. Don't worry, I can swim 10 times that distance. There's a cargo door open on the port side.
Dive far out, Margot. And Margot, be careful of the suction of the propellers.
Good luck.
Come, Professor Hardy. Come, Professor Hardy.
Thank you. Thank you, Doctor. But, what has happened? Where is this Richter?
We are still on the ship, but help is coming. He is very weak, Shadow. Shadow! The door, it is open, but how?
Don't stop until you find it. You must come with me.
The door, it is open. They have escaped.
Doctor, get back behind the door, out of sight.
Hey, that girl, she opened it. But they can't get off the ship. They can't be far from here.
Maybe they hide, maybe.
Ivan, you fool! Why did you close that door?
Well, I did not touch it.
Now, Richter, it's you who have walked into a trap.
So, you didn't have time to get away, Shadow.
Mr. Richter, the doctor, the professor, they are here.
Yes, so. You like to have what you Americans call the showdown. Very well, you shall have it. After I communicate with my captain. Captain!
Yes, sir.
Quick! Your men who are searching the ship, send them to this hold at once.
Immediately, sir.
Now, Shadow, we shall deal with you. Ivan, watch the good doctor and the professor. Their turn will come when we have finished with this Shadow once and for all.
You are too late, Richter. Listen.
Yeah. So, the river police. Well, let them come. Before they can board us, there will be no trace of any of you.
Perhaps your captain is not so sure. He's calling you over the speaking tube.
Hello.
Coast Guard cutter off our port bow, sir. She has readied us to halt for search.
Order full speed ahead and get your men down here.
But we are not beyond the 3-mile limit.
Carry out my orders. Full speed ahead.
Yes, sir.
Desperate measures, but they will fail, Richter. They will fail. That was a blank, a warning. Your captain is being sensible. He stopped the engine.
Let them come. Let them search the ship. They'll find nothing. Nothing. Because I'm going to shoot you. They'll never think to look for bodies in the ballast tanks. My gun!
No, Richter. You're not going to add murder to your list of crimes.
Ivan, quick! I've got hold of the shadow here. Take my gun. It's on the floor. The shadow's here between me and the wall. Shoot him.
No. No. Oh, there is nothing there. I see nothing.
Shoot him.
You're mad.
Shoot him.
Mad. I go.
Dr. Waldeck, the gun. Pick it up.
Put up your hands, Victor.
No, you don't. You'll never turn me over to the police.
Sorry, I had to hit Richter so hard, Dr. Waldeck. The Coast Guard won't meet much resistance when they arrest him. You're a witness to what has happened here. Listen, Doctor.
I'm fighting the silent dealer. You're coming aboard.
The Coast Guard.
Yes, they are coming aboard. You are safe now, Dr. Waldeck. Your faith in the power of the mind saved you and Professor Hardy. Helped him keep his secret. Perhaps at some future time, under more favorable circumstances, we shall meet again.
All right, that wraps up the second episode for the evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully it was enough to cleanse your mind of whatever degenerate thing Aaron was talking about. You have more episodes. So, yeah,
I mean, I can come up with more degenerate stuff to talk about.
Dear God, I know you can. We've become the equivalent of internet friends, and I know you can come up with something more degenerate. I just don't think you should. So
yeah, probably not. And believe it or not, folks, I haven't been drinking tonight.
Yeah, neither have I. I'm staying dry until my birthday, which is about 2 weeks away from now. So saving my drinking money and trying to get my tolerance back up so that it doesn't take me 4 glasses to get where I'm going. I'm thinking very strongly.
And don't get me wrong, I'm not drinking in solidarity or anything. I just didn't have any beer left in the fridge.
Yeah, I'm aware. I just don't drink beer, so. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm gonna go grab something nice and top shelf, and I don't want to go through the entire bottle on my birthday, which I'm prone to do. I mean, if it's good,
right? It's hard not to drink it.
Ralph retorted, "I learned it from you." I think he actually admitted he did an 8 a.m. stream today, and I think he actually admitted to being fucked up on that on those streams where everyone called him out for being fucked up. So,
really,
he also is he's covering the E3 stuff today, so I'll have to catch that podcast tomorrow. It's going to be great. 2,000 journos docked, guys. Jesus fucking Christ. Gets fired for that, right?
I would assume.
Anyway. Got 2 more episodes lined up. And as usual, we're probably going to run a little bit past midnight or, 11 Central. So, got to dip out to catch the opening of Rekida's show. By all means, no hard feelings there. We try and wrap it up around then anyway. But one of these I know get loud. So if it's this next one coming up, just let me know, and I'll. Because you guys got to understand, on this side of the setup, we can't barely hear it because of Skype. Yeah, I have to boost it 16 decibels in OBS just so it's acceptable for you guys. That's why it deafens you if the Skype drops out. So, there's that.
And that's the title, right?
What?
Well, the next one is the White God, yeah?
Yeah, yes, this is the White God. which is why I did not put the title on the Twitter announcement for this episode.
Tag Trump, the Great White Hope in it.
That's right. And Jesse Lee Peterson.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men?
How's that, guys? Let me know if that's okay in the chat. If it's still too loud, I can drop it down more. Yeah. The fact that we can Oh no. No. It was beeping because of the connection. Okay, we're back on.
Ladies and gentlemen, before the curtain goes up on the Shadow's latest exciting adventure, let me say this. I know that every one of you who owns a car is looking for a tire that will give you the greatest protection against skids and blowouts. And you'd like to get that tire without paying a price premium, wouldn't you? Well, I'm going to tell you about a new kind of tire that will stop you quicker, safer on wet, slippery roads than you've ever stopped before. This amazing tire is the new Goodrich, spelled Goodrich. Goodrich Safety Silvertown with the Lifesaver tread. And when Goodrich engineers developed this new tire, they certainly did a job. For instance, you all know what a windshield wiper does to a windshield. Well, motorists, that's exactly what the new Silvertown Lifesaver tread does to rain-drenched roads. Because the never-ending spiral bars of this tread actually act like a whole battery of windshield wipers. They sweep the water right and left. They force it out through the deep grooves. Thus, a dry track is made for the rubber to grip. And that means when you're riding along on wet pavements and have to step on the brake, you'll get the quickest non-skid stops you've ever seen. Believe me, there's nothing like a Silvertown stop to make you feel secure. And when you realize that Silvertowns are also the only tires that give you the famous golden ply protection against high-speed blowouts, is it any wonder this new tire is called the safest thing on wheels? Have this life-saving tire put on your car before it's too late. There is no extra cost. The Shadow, Lamont Cranston, a man of wealth, a student of science, and a master of other people's minds, devotes his life to righting wrongs, protecting the innocent, and punishing the guilty. Using advanced methods that may ultimately become available to all law enforcement agencies,
every fucking time he went to the bathroom and his Skype cut out. Fucking time. So I'm gonna get him back on the call here because that would be horrible. Oh Jesus! Every time you walk away, man, like fuck you. I caught it that time though.
Of course, when we both step away, that's when it drops out.
No, I didn't step away. I waited for you to get back, which I'm glad I did. I was able to stop it in time.
Cranston is known to the underworld as the Shadow. Never seen, only heard. As haunting to superstitious minds as a ghost. As inevitable as a guilty conscience. The Shadow's true identity is known only to his constant friend and aide, Margot Lane. Today's story, The White God.
Gentlemen, the Navy Department has today asked me to give ship owners this message. We have today abandoned our extensive air and sea efforts to trace the missing yacht owned by Rudolph Hoyt, millionaire scientist, last reported in that region of the South Pacific which has in recent months come to be known as the graveyard of the Pacific, because of more than 15 disappearances of ocean vessels in that area within the past 2 years.
Admiral Champion, we ship owners beg you to continue your investigation to clear up this mystery of the South Pacific.
All this publicity of missing ships, especially the publicity about the Hoyt yacht, has ruined our Pacific shipping.
Why, we can't even sign up a crew to ship on our boat. I tell you, Admiral, this mystery must be cleared up.
At once it must be
Gentlemen, the Navy is just as anxious as you are to solve this mystery. because of our naval operations in the Pacific, but we can't find a single explanation.
May I make a suggestion, Admiral?
What's that?
Don't bother to try and see where I am, gentlemen. You can't see me.
Well, who are you?
I am the Shadow.
Shadow. You're that invisible man who's always helping the police and always working against crime?
Quite right, sir. I do have the power of invisibility to conceal my being and my motions when assisting authorities in maintaining law and order and peace.
Can you help us solve this mystery of the graveyard of the Pacific?
I think that possibly I can, gentlemen.
Just a moment. You know something about it?
I have a strong suspicion that the graveyard of the Pacific is really the work of some individual.
It's incredible.
It isn't logical that a group of modern ships, each one manned by an expert crew, equipped with the finest marine devices, should disappear unless they were made to disappear. And with a little help from you, Admiral, I think I can prove it.
Well, what do you want of me?
First, a fast cruiser to take me down to the South Pacific. Second, an airplane to cruise around among the islands.
But you insist you must stay as the Shadow?
I'm sorry, sir, but my identity must remain unknown. Besides that, I feel that I will be of greater value to the venture if our enemies cannot see me.
Very well. I think I can arrange it through Washington. How many will be in your party?
A young woman named Margot Lane will be your visible passenger. I will be with her, but you will not see me. You will advise the crew of my invisible state as the Shadow and tell them to obey my voice, even though they cannot see me.
Anyone else coming?
No, just Margot Lane and the Shadow.
Well, I hope that he's successful. I certainly hope that he's...
Who is it?
It's the Shadow, Margot. May I come in your cabin for a moment?
Certainly.
You may lock the door now. I'm inside. Now, we're all alone?
Yes, it's safe for you to become visible now as Lamont Cranston.
Well, how do you like being an honored guest on a Navy cruiser?
Very exciting, Lamont. But how do you expect to find the graveyard of the Pacific? No one knows where it is.
Well, that's what I've got to find out.
How?
I'm not quite sure yet.
Is there any way I can help?
Yes, Margot. This cruiser will put in at one of the South Pacific Islands tomorrow. I'm going ashore. I may be gone a day or two or a week, trying to get my information. I'd like you to stay close to the shortwave set. The moment I have any information, I'll contact you, please. As soon as you hear from me, do the thing I ask you to do at once. Margot Lane. Stand by for orders. Have the commander of the cruiser prepare a seaplane for immediate takeoff. I'm leaving this island where I've been for the last few days and returning to ship at once. I believe I know what happened to the missing ships. You will board the seaplane with me as the Shadow.
Where is this seaplane taking us?
Taking us to an island on which there lives someone the natives call the White God. A witch doctor told me about him.
The White God?
Yes. The witch doctor's description is obviously a man who has managed to overawe the ignorant natives with elemental experiments in chemistry and physics, which he passes off as magic. Pilot, what made the plane lurch like that?
I don't know, Shadow. There it is again. Something's tugging at the plane.
Tugging at the airplane?
Yeah. But the motors have gone crazy. I can hardly keep them going.
Pilot, we're descending.
Yeah, we're being pulled down.
Look, we're heading toward that island.
You're right, Margot. Look, the wreckage of boats. Crashed on the rocks. Deserted in those coves.
This must be...
Yes, Margot. The graveyard of the Pacific.
Hey, look at the wings of the plane.
The rivets are being torn out.
Yeah. There goes your white wings gun.
It's diving into the sea.
Pilot, can you level the plane off?
Oh, I can't.
Level off. We'll all be buried in the plane at the bottom of the sea.
Okay. Get ready to jump. We're going to hit the water.
All present and accounted for.
I'm here, Shadow.
Count on me, too.
Good thing you leveled off so we landed on top of the water instead of beneath it, Pilot.
Yeah, I prayed for a moment. I couldn't make it.
Well, I suggest we make for the island there and pay a visit to the White God.
So this island is the graveyard of the Pacific.
The wreckage of those boats convinces me that it is. Look at them, piled up on the rocks, some of them out there in the cove.
Yeah. They all look deserted.
Yes, I don't see a soul.
What I can't get is what happened to the plane. It was like a magnet pulling us.
What might be more truth than poetry, who knows?
What do you mean?
I have an idea that this island is a huge magnet.
A natural magnet, you mean, because of rocks and minerals?
No, a man-made magnet.
Are you kidding us?
No, I don't think so. There's no natural magnet strong enough to attract ocean vessels and cripple airplanes.
But
You see this hill in back of us?
Yeah? Rises up like a sugar cone.
I was noticing it from the air. There's a huge hole in the top of the hill. This must be an extinct volcano. I have an idea that it's been converted into a magnet. A magnet pulling ships to their destruction.
Well, I'll be...
Listen. Drums.
Natives.
It sounds like a big time going on the other side of that hill.
Yes. This calls for a little exploration. Margot, you and the pilot wait here.
Nix, I'm not going to miss the fireworks.
I'm going with you, too.
All right, if you insist. Let's go around the other side of the island, come up through the woods I saw from the plane. We don't want to stumble into any cannibals.
Okay, let's go.
Let's hope they don't try to make a banquet off of it.
Here. Yeah, we can see them all right from here.
There they are.
Boy, just look at those natives. Must be several hundred of them.
They're all painted up.
Judging from those fires and that feast laid out on the ground, they must be having some ceremonial.
Well, I'll be... Where did he come from?
The white god.
He came right out of the top of the hill.
You're right, Margot. Remember I told you that hill was an extinct volcano. That means that inside of it, running down through it, there's a shaft through which the volcano used to erupt. He nearly made his appearance by coming up through that shaft.
Say, the natives seem to think he's a god by the way they're acting.
Exactly. He's made them think that he has some magic power by which he comes up right through that hill.
Look!
Holy smoke! The natives are carrying a white man up the hill to him.
That white man is Rudolph Hoyt.
Hey, look. They're setting burning torches to the guy's body.
Margot.
What is it?
They're going to sacrifice Hoyt.
Sacrifice him?
Yes, a human sacrifice to the white god.
Stop putting those torches against me! Stop putting those torches against me!
Mr. Hoyt!
Collins. Lloyd Collins. What are you doing here?
Since being dismissed as your assistant from the university, Mr. Hoyt, I have become a god.
A god?
Yes, a white god here at the mouth of this volcano, able to perform miracles of magic, even to pull great vessels and lighters from their courses to sea to my very feet. You recognize that magic, Mr. Hoyt?
Recognize it? Of course I recognize it. It's the whole new application of the principles of magnetism which you stole from me.
Harsh words to speak to a god, Mr. Hoyt. You must be punished for it. Burn him. Apply the torches to his body.
For heaven's sake, Collins, stop him. Oh, stop him, Collins. Oh, stop this torture.
The fact that you are sailing within range of my magnetic devices was sheer fate, sheer coincidence. But I am delighted to have had the opportunity of receiving you and your colleague.
Oh, what have you done with my daughter? With the others from the yacht?
You will join them presently.
Oh, where are they?
In the very bowels of this volcano, my friend.
You mean you've thrown them down into the crater?
Precisely.
Oh, you idiot!
I will not attempt violence, Mr. Hoyt. The natives resent having their god abused. And now I kill two birds with one stone. First, I remove you and become sole possessor of the secrets of my magnetic theory.
My theory, you mean?
And secondly, I satisfy the thirst of my subjects for a sacrifice. Seize him!
No! Colin, oh, for mercy's sake, Colin!
Throw him to the altar of the white god! Throw him down into the sacred volcano!
Colin!
Throw him in!
Colin!
Ladies and gentlemen.
So at this point, are they just saying white god as much as they can? Like, is that what they're doing? Is the Shadow like trolling me from fucking 70 years ago?
I mean, I would assume so.
I mean, did they just know? Human sacrifice to the white god. Oh, Christ!
I mean, isn't that what you do?
I mean, I would assume so. That seems to be the way it works on my end.
Right. I mean, you sacrifice them in Minecraft.
Right. The white god. The tan god. Not the green god.
Gotta be the white one.
I mean, and it doesn't help that the last Shadow episode we did had an episode called The White Legion. I mean, I'm beginning to sense a pattern here.
Different times.
I need to tell Stone Toss so maybe he can make a comic. Anyway, I think everything's still going okay. We still have pretty good connection via Skype. Everything's going okay on the stream. Nobody's complaining about their eardrums being blown out. So we will we'll go ahead and continue this episode. Got about 13 more minutes of this one. Then there's another 25 minutes. So, like I said, if anybody has to dip out early to catch Nick Rekieta, I by all means, I understand.
I mean, we are making good time this episode.
A little bit. Like I said, it's gonna be a little bit behind. We may postpone the fourth episode and just kind of chatter a little bit at the end. I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
All right.
Silver Tap.
Without further ado, folks, here we go.
Careful of your footing going down this rope ladder.
Yes, Shadow. You slip, you're done for. No foothold on the side of this crater.
You think this is the way the White God came up out of this volcano, on this ladder?
I'm sure of it. I can hear water below us. There must be some entrance from the sea into the bottom of the crater here. What he undoubtedly does is come into the crater from the sea, then climb the rope ladder to the top.
The natives think it's some hocus pocus.
The primitive mind is eager to believe anything favors the supernatural. Wait a moment.
What is it?
Wires. Look. There are dozens of them embedded in the rock. The whole crater must be wired.
I wonder for what?
This must be the way he generates the magnetic force into the hills. Through these wires. See, I told you this whole crater can be converted into a huge magnet.
Yeah. I see the wires right here.
Look out, don't touch them.
Oh!
Hang on to the ladder, Margot. Hang on to your life. You too, pilot.
I can't hold on, Shadow. Something's pulling me off the ladder.
Is there any metal on your door?
Yes, my flying belt.
Then take it off, quick.
I can't get it off. It's caught.
Lamont, what happened to it? Oh, please come out of the invisible chamber alone now. I want to see you. I'm frightened.
That flying belt. The magnetism of the mountain attracted it. It dashed him against the walls of the hill. His touching the wire set the whole magnetizing mechanism going, Margot. We're inside a huge, monstrous magnet that'll pull everything metallic for miles around to destruction.
Lamont, the vibrations are shaking me off. I can't hold on any longer.
There's water down below. Dive into it, Margot. Maybe we can find a way to swim out of here. Dive, Margot.
All right, Lamont.
Good. I'm following you. Well, there must be a way to get out of here. Out to the sea. Better find it before the mountain crushes us to death, too, with its vibrations.
Oh, vibrations. It's dark.
Yes, the white god must have turned off the power. Lucky for us, he did.
Oh, Lamont. Did you hear that?
Yes. Yes, it sounds like a woman. Look, Margot. There she is. Hanging on that ledge at the side of the cabin. Let's swim over and get her.
Seems more dead than alive. We must get her out of here.
All right. I can manage this border, all right. I've got her. All right. Take her someplace where we can bring her to. Hear her story.
I believe in you, Mr. Shadow, although I cannot see you. Yes, I'm Rudolph Hoyt's daughter. I was supposed to be sacrificed like all the rest, but I landed on the water and it broke my fall. Tell me, my father, do you know whether... Is he?
Yes. I'm sorry to say he's dead.
Oh, Father.
Miss Hoyt. Miss Hoyt, as long as that fiendish white god exists, that monstrous Magnus is command. Not a soul, not a ship for miles around is safe. He must be destroyed. And I need your help to do it.
I'll do anything.
Good. Wasn't your father engaged on some research with new applications of magnetism?
Yes. Had he completed them, magnetism would have taken the place of motors and steam engines and things.
I thought so. Did he have any enemies in the world?
Only one. A man named Lloyd Carlin, who used to be his assistant.
Then, the white god is Lloyd Carlin. He knew about your father's work in magnetic phenomena.
He tried to steal them.
I remember that, Miss Hoyt. Are you willing to help me try and destroy this monster?
Yes. Anything.
Good. Tonight, then, we'll show the white god and his natives a brand of magic.
Magic?
Tonight, Margot, you, Miss Hoyt, and I shall perform the magical feat of reviving the dead in a burst of glory. Careful on the steps of the ladder, Miss Hoyt.
I am, Mr. Shadow. They're almost at the top.
Good.
Mr. Shadow, will you tell me why you wanted me to wear this bulletproof vest we found on the yacht?
It's possible Carlin has a gun. That vest might come in handy.
Oh.
Remember, a wooden boat is waiting on the shore by the woods. Run for it when I tell you.
Yes, Shadow.
Good. I imagine Margot will be directing the searchlight from the yacht onto the top of the hill any moment now.
There it is now. See, the light shooting across the mouth of the shaft?
Yes. And we're ready for your return from the dead. Step out of the shaft onto the rim of the crater.
All right. Look, the natives have seen me.
They could hardly miss you in that searchlight. Now, walk down to that ledge. I'll be with you, although you and the natives cannot see me.
Yes, Mr. Shadow.
Remember, let me do the talking. A masculine voice coming from a reincarnated woman should prove quite a shock. Hello there!
Your voice has them all afraid.
Just the effect I anticipated. Bring your white god to me, heathens. Let me challenge him for what he is. A vile and murderous imposter.
Will the natives understand that kind of language?
I think so. Carlin hears me. That's all I'm interested in. Where is this white god? Come here, imposter, and be exposed before your master. Be exposed for what you are.
Here he comes now, Mr. Shadow.
Remember, don't be afraid, Miss Hoyt. No matter what he does. Greetings, Mr. Carlin.
What nonsense is this?
Nonsense?
Yes. Your voice, Miss Hoyt.
Yes, I lost my voice temporarily when you threw me down into the crater. And when it returned, it was the voice of a man.
I'm in no mood for joking. You're hiding in the shadows and speaking for Elise Hoyt there. Who are you? Where are you? Tell me or I'll shoot.
A waste of bullets. Shooting into the shadows, Carlin.
I'll hit you.
You think you can shoot invisibility? For shame, Carlin. You, a great scientist.
Whoever you are, you can't stop me from destroying Elise Hoyt here as I destroy her father. Come! Come, all of you! That girl must be destroyed in the sacrifice to the white god! Throw her into the crater! I say, come and destroy this woman!
I'm afraid your power over the natives is slipping, Carlin.
Then I'll throw her into the crater myself!
Keep away from her!
Knock me down, will you?
Get her off the ground, Carlin. God shouldn't get so close to her.
I'll kill you wherever you are. I'll is angry with the white god. He rejects his sacrifices. The girl is your new and only god. I am the white god. Watch, I'll show you. With the fire from my gun. Watch and see how much of a goddess she is. You see, Carlin, even gunfire can't destroy her. It must. Careful, Carlin. Your native disciples don't like to be disillusioned about all your claims to power. I shan't disillusion them. You already have. First, Miss Hoyt returns from the all-destroying sacrifice. Then your gunfire fails to phase her. What other magic have you to hold your followers? I'll show you!
Shadow, he's running up the hill. He's running to the top of the crater.
Start his magnetizing device. We must stop him.
I'll show you who's all powerful here! Shadow, if he starts that magnetizing device, we'll all be shaken from the crater to our death.
Then run for your life, Miss Hoyt. Run to the boat. Go through the woods.
But he's already at the top of the crater.
Run for your life. I'm going to stop him if I can.
My invisible friend, when my magnetic mechanism shakes you off the hill to the rocks below and crushes you. No, I touch the wires and...
I'm right beside you, Carlin. I'm right beside you. You shouldn't have wasted so much time talking if you wanted to escape me.
But you're too late. I started the magnet working.
Rudolph Hoyt would have revolutionized all industry with this invention. Balls of steel would have taken the place of dynamos and turbines. Iron threads would have supplanted motors and engines.
It was all my dream. My dream.
But you concocted it all as an instrument of death and destruction. Used it to awe the natives who did your fiendish bidding against the unfortunate souls you lured here. The natives are coming to kill you, Carlin. They'll throw you down the crater.
I too. All of you. The power of the magnet increases unless it is turned off. It will vibrate the volcano until it crumbles to pieces. You hear me? You will die too.
Who's that?
It is I, the Shadow.
But I thought, weren't you killed with the rest of them when the volcano crumbled?
Evidently not, Miss Hoyt.
But you were up there with Lloyd Carlin. I heard you talking to him as I ran for this boat.
You heard my voice, but I was only a little way behind you.
But how?
By the simple trick of ventriloquism, Miss Hoyt. Carlin thought I was standing next to him in the shadows when his own invention destroyed him and those unfortunate natives.
Then that's the end of my father's invention, Shadow?
Yes, Miss Hoyt. With your father and Carlin gone, we must wait until another mind can conceive it again. Until then, the secret must remain entombed in the volcano of the White God.
So what we're coming to realize is the White God was a very far-flung allegory for President Donald Trump's election in 2016.
Well, and it's interesting. This episode actually reminded me of something that happened to me in Peru.
You were called the White God?
In a small village. No, we were in a small village though, and we took some pictures of the natives, but they weren't developed. Next time we go back, we're gonna pick them up.
Jesus Christ. That's fucked up.
Hey, that's an old joke from a Marx Brothers movie.
Is it?
Yeah, Duck Soup.
Oh, okay. Another movie that I'm really fond of, Lucky Number 11, has the quote that, and it's actually true, Groucho Marx once entered a Groucho Marx lookalike contest and came in third.
Oh, I love Groucho Marx.
Uh,
Probably my all-time favorite
oh,
comedian.
shout out Ixel Pierce. Appreciate you you coming by, man. Thanks. Thanks a ton. See you next time. We'll be back here Wednesday. Same old same programming. I keep saying I need to put up a poll to see if you guys want to listen to something else. I should do that tonight or tomorrow.
The Shadow's just so much fun, though.
It is, and there's just so much of it.
Right. Which I still don't think will be enough.
Oh, absolutely not. But it depends on how long we keep doing the show before YouTube kicks us off and we have to go to Mixer with Ninja.
Right. Or BitChute.
We'll work our way down the big line. We'll make Twitch ban us. Then we'll go to Mixer.
Aren't we already banned from Twitch?
Probably preemptively.
Yeah.
Oh, Cartoon looks like he's dipping out as well. See you next time, buddy. Appreciate you coming by. Yeah, we'll probably just wrap it up here and save the next episode for the next time. There's only 20 minutes. Like I said, I just saw Endgame and been watching The Boys in preparation for it. But it'll probably be next weekend. So
yeah, I will say I'm excited to talk about The Boys. That was a fun show.
Yeah, I enjoyed what I've seen of it so far. I've got about halfway through it.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I watched it once, like half-assed, and then I'm going back and actually paying attention to it. I mean, you can pick out some key differences from the novel to the show, but I feel like they captured the spirit of the show a lot better than they did, like, with Preacher.
Yeah. I mean, that's really what matters with an adaptation.
Right. Like, one thing that I think I mentioned last night, maybe, spawned an animated TV. Spawned. Okay. There was an animated Spawn series on HBO, and ran, I think, 2.5 seasons. And it wasn't beat for beat like the comic books because, well, nobody has that much animation money. But it pretty much captured the essence of the show pretty well. And I think that was the first time I saw a cartoon tit outside of Heavy Metal, the movie. Man, I was young when that came out. Like, I was definitely not old enough to be watching it, but my dad was very irresponsible as a parent. You know,
hey, you turned out all right.
Yeah, well, I mean, here I am, fucking standing over my son's shoulder while he watches Fortnite videos, and I'm worried about what the people are saying on the videos, and I watched people get blown up with machine guns and hand grenades and saw cartoon tits before I was his age. Well, the world changes.
Right. Yeah. You used to be able to walk to and from school on your own.
Yeah. You used to be able to walk down to the store and buy your parents cigarettes. You know, I came in at the very tail end of that. Like, we lived in a small town growing up. I could still walk to the local store to pick up cigarettes for my parents or grandparents. So,
hey, I mean, that's better than them if they've been drinking, going and picking them up themselves.
Right. Well, and see, do you remember this? Do you remember back when they used to hold contests with, like, soda caps, like the bottle caps and sodas? And then you would open one and you could get a free one, so you could literally stand in the convenience store, and if you were lucky enough, you could literally buy them all out of, like, Dr. Pepper or something. By buying one or two. Yeah. And nowadays, it's just codes you put in for fake money for shit that didn't cost nearly as much as the amount of money you had to put into the soda to acquire it.
Kids these days will never understand.
10,000 points, you can get a keychain. But I only get 100 points a bottle. For 20,000 points, you can get a flashlight.
keychain.
I'm like,
well, do you remember the Marlboro points?
Oh yeah, they do that again now.
Yeah, they brought that back, which I thought
It's the
was
same.
funny.
It's the same theory. Like you get like 100 points per pack or something like that, and for like 30,000 points, you can get a Roku box. Yes, I'm gonna smoke 300 packs of cigarettes for this Roku box. Fantastic.
I mean, that's 30 cards, so you smoke a cart in a week, you know.
Yeah, you know, just 30 cards.
Wouldn't take half a year.
Fucking Christ, man! He's trying to kill me and take the show over. Is basically what's happening.
Yeah, because I have the ability to do that from a rotary phone and an antenna.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You've already told me you've got all the technology you need. Next week you're going to have a roll of tinfoil to signal boost the antenna. Week after that, you're going to hardwire your typewriter into it.
Do you have a camera in here somewhere?
Of course I do. Oh man. You should see the other stream that has like 7,000 viewers.
The things I get up to after hours. I could believe it.
Well, it's really the one that just listens to you bitch at things while you're on the toilet that gets the most views. That's when it really spikes.
I mean, I do read the news when I'm on the toilet.
Oh,
so
yeah, you know.
You probably could hear me bitching about stuff.
I've heard it's best to keep the shit in the bathroom. Oh, man. For anybody just jumping in, we're just rattling off right now while everybody comes in for Kato's show. We got probably another 10 minutes left, and then we'll wrap everything up. We just figured we'd bullshit with you guys for a little longer. We did have a question, though. So, if the shadow accidentally dies while he's being the shadow after he's clouded men's mind, does his corpse appear? Or is it just like an invisible corpse forever? Like you gotta search around for it. How's it
People
going,
just
Kimberly?
burp over nothing.
Good to have you in the chat. Tell me. I've been saying it, Kimley. Tell me.
Oh, Kelmy.
That's technically how you would say that name, correct? That's a southerner, at least. Tell me.
Well,
I've been calling him
that looks
Kimley, and
close
I felt bad about it last night because I was like, yeah, I'm not going to pay attention to your name. Yeah, it's just rude. I called him TSS for a while, but Twitter handle, but
yeah, I get confused with these different handles.
But no, back to the invisible corpse thing. If the shadow dies while he's being the shadow, does he just appear, or is there just a corpse that nobody can see except people that he hasn't hypnotized? Like, you know, half the people that are in the room are just tripping over an invisible corpse, and everybody else that showed up is just like, what the fuck? You not see the dead body there that you're tripping all over?
I mean, I would assume that's how it works, right? I haven't been hypnotized in a while, so I don't know.
Novel bro. Yeah, we just call him Novel bro.
Yeah, we'll do that.
That's easier.
Seems easier.
Yeah. Tell me, Kimley, Novel bro.
Neither of us are good with names.
I'm great fucking them up. I mean, hell, the first year I had a cat,
We still
I
don't
thought
know
it
if
was...
it's.
What?
Oh, I was gonna say we still don't know if in Lock and Key it's Bode or Bodie.
I like to think that it's Bodie.
Yeah, I think I just say that now because I heard you say it so many times.
Novel Bro, it's usually explained that he hypnotizes the people around him. I'm wondering how you do like a group hypnosis before you even walk into a building. Like, does he see
Very
you?
carefully.
Do they see him and then he makes them forget that they've seen him and forget what he looks like so he can just blend in? Is he going complete? There's so many questions.
Well, I mean, they used to prescribe heroin and cocaine back then, so it wouldn't be that hard to, do a mass drugging to make it easier to hypnotize everybody.
This is true. This is true.
So
just get everybody
something on how he did it.
Get everybody a couple of maximum strength fountain cokes.
Yeah, exactly.
For the extra special ingredient there. Didn't they used to put morphine in like other sodas and shit too?
I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like the reason
technically
Dr. Pepper used to be a tonic.
They did some weird shit back then.
Yeah.
But I mean, technically the original Coke didn't have like straight cocaine. They just used coca leaves, but the way that they cooked it, refined it a little bit to make it closer to cocaine than just like steeping it in tea. Like that's typically done. But
I had a professor in college that would just eat coca leaves. He would be in class.
So
yeah, he would be in class. And don't you have to have a permit to have that plant?
I have no idea, but they were like you could go anywhere in Peru and get them, or make tea out of them. All the hostels I stayed in, they just have a big basket full of them. You just grab a handful of coca leaves.
That's one thing that I didn't think about. How much cocaine did you bring back with you? Is there cocaine in this book?
Oh, I was gonna say, didn't you find that little baggie on page 63?
Yeah, no shit. But no, he used to have just this little potted coca plant on his desk, and all the time during class he'd just stick leaves in the side of his mouth like a dip. And I'm like, this motherfucker is wired.
Yeah, it gives you a little boost of energy. It helps with like stomach issues. They
I'm
do
sure
it in Peru because of the altitude. It helps with altitude sickness.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And
I preferred the tea.
The writer in Novel Bro comes out here. Give me the powder. All right, Stephen King, calm down. We can only explain it away with your love of powdered donuts for so long.
He puts a lot of powdered sugar on his French toast.
Yeah. He really loves the smell of powdered sugar.
He's got a pile of it in one of those sifters. Just putting it on pancakes, hamburgers, doesn't matter.
You were saying cocaine is so what? You said cocaine is so, and then you got sidetracked with my powdered sugar.
Oh no, the coca leaves. The tea is really, really good. Just throwing the leaves straight in some hot water. It tastes so good.
You know what's really good and disgusting? Mushroom tea.
Weird.
You get some.
Thought you normally just throw it on a pizza.
We're talking about psychedelic mushrooms now.
Yeah, that's what most people do up here. They'll throw it on a pizza.
Oh no, and this is some deep lore. Not that I know from experience or anything, because drugs are bad and you should not do drugs. But if you
Drugs
ever
are
find
bad
yourself,
and gay.
if you ever find yourself with some magic mushrooms, you don't know what to do with them. Yourself a bottle of orange juice, and then you put the mushrooms in the bottom of an empty cup, and you cut them up with scissors. Into just like fine, like just chunk pieces. So you don't even have to chew them, right? You don't want to touch them with your hands because those little crystals are really what you're after. Those little psilocybin crystals. So you chop them up in a little tiny, like almost into as much of a powder as you can. You're not going to get a powder, but just as fine as you can. Dice them basically. Then you just pour the orange juice on top of that and chug the whole thing.
Oh. Fair enough. What if you add a little vodka to it?
I would never suggest drinking on any kind of psychedelic. Drink vodka at your own risk. Yeah.
See, this is why children should not listen to our show.
You know, I need to go ahead and just make them all adults only. But not that I would ever condone that sort of thing. But for any adults out there who are curious about what to do when you find mushrooms under cow patties, that's what you do with them.
Right.
But yeah, no, the coca leaves professor, man, he was a goddamn trip. And he was an English guy, so obviously, most English professors are failed writers. So, no offense to any English professors who are failed writers in the chat, or aspiring writers who are English teachers. You gotta make money somehow while you're writing. I'm not trying to take a shot at anybody. But yeah, writers, I was always told that English teachers are just writers who couldn't write.
Or at least not write well enough to get a book published. They might write a little bit.
It's the same thing with art teachers, from what I understand. They're all aspiring artists that couldn't make money off their artwork.
Yeah, which is most aspiring artists until they die.
Even after they die, I mean, you really got to have one rich, eccentric asshole just come around and buy up all your shit.
Right, yeah.
Novel Bro in the chat talking about making the mushroom tea. Seems good. Yeah. Well, he agrees with the English teacher thing. Yeah, and that's why they're so critical of creative writers, like in school. I think that's probably one of the reasons that people that are actually decent at writing in school get such shit marks and get discouraged with being a writer, because they have a teacher who's jealous of their talent. One of my oldest friends is an English and history major. The only reason he ended up being a history major was because he was going for a doctorate in English, and he got into a fist fight with the head of the department in his college.
As you do. I mean, why wouldn't you?
Right. But I think that's enough of us incriminating ourselves. I'm just going to scrub the last 15 minutes of this, and we'll be good. Cue up a little.
And somebody better have clipped out my comment from earlier in the show.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure you'll find it at some point. I may even have it as a ringtone already, but we don't know. Anyway.
Anytime I message you.
Anyway, we definitely appreciate everybody coming out here. Novel Bro, Ixel Pierce, Cartoon, Matt, everybody for stopping in. Let's see, did I miss anybody? Captain Weeb, thanks for stopping by. But yeah, definitely
stand at attention and salute the captain.
That's right. I think we're gonna have Captain Weeb on in the future to talk about manga. So.
Hell yeah.
That'll be good, because I am not a manga. I've read a couple, and I know the general difference between them and comic books, but
Right. That'll be fun.
But yeah. Anyway, tune in next time, folks, for another episode of The Shadow this coming Wednesday. Right now, go ahead and get over to Racket's stream. He's probably late gay and boomered, so you'll be just in time. And with that, go ahead and play you guys out.
Good night.
Say that again.
Good night, everybody.